Who owns F1? It's more than just cars racing. It's a $25 billion business, fueled by politics, power and money. But it wasn't always like this. Throughout the history of F1, the ownership has changed quite a lot. In this video, we'll explain 5 of the defining moments that shaped the business of Formula 1. And to understand it all, we need to go back to 1950, where it began. Formula 1 began in 1950, but back then, nobody owned it as a business. The FIA controlled the championship. They wrote the rules and sanctioned the races. Each Grand Prix was owned by its local club. Silverstone by the RAC in Britain, Monaco by the ACM, Monza by the ACI in Italy. The teams? All independent. Ferrari was Enzo Ferrari's personal empire. Alfa Romeo and Maserati were state-backed, and small British garages, Lotus, Cooper and Brabham, entered the sport, building cars and small workshops. Money and politics existed. Ferrari was already flexing its influence, but it was scattered. Rules of the FIA, races of the clubs, cars of the teams, no central deal, no billion-dollar rights, just a patchwork system held together by passion and national pride. By the 1970s, Formula 1 was a mess. That's when Bernie Ecclestone arrived. The FIA wrote the rules, local clubs still owned the races, promoters kept ticket money, broadcasters cut their own TV deals, teams had no control. Ecclestone bought Brabham, then took charge of the FOCA. The FOCA united the teams. Instead of negotiating alone, they moved as one block. His breakthrough was TV. Before Bernie, each race sold rights on its own. Coverage was patchy. Bernie bundled the rights into one global package. Broadcasters got consistency, promoters got full grids, teams finally got guaranteed prize money, paid from the FOCA's central pool, and Bernie, he got his cut. One contract, one product, one man in charge. The FIA still owned the rulebook, but Bernie now controlled the cash. For the first time, Formula 1 had a true commercial owner. By the 2000s, Bernie's empire peaked. In 2001, the FIA handed him the commercial rights, a 100-year lease for $300 million. Now, the business of F1 was Bernie's, but debts caught up, banks moved in, Lehman Brothers, JP Morgan. Bernie stayed the front man, but the ownership sat with the banks. In 2006, CVC Capital bought F1 for $2 billion. F1 was no longer run by racers, it was owned by investors. The goal was simple: profit. Hosting fees soared, new races like Bahrain and China arrived, the corporate era had begun. After 10 years of corporate control, Formula 1 was back on the market. In 2017, Liberty Media bought F1 in a deal worth $4.4 billion. Bernie was out, and F1 had a new CEO, Chase Carey. Liberty came from entertainment, not racing. Bernie kept fans locked out, Liberty opened the doors. Social media, esports, fan festivals, access Bernie never allowed. Then came Netflix. Drive to Survive made F1 a global drama. Millions of new fans arrived, many who had never watched a race. Sponsors poured in. The US exploded with free races in Austin, Miami and Las Vegas. At the same time, Liberty chased record hosting fees. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Azerbaijan bought their place on the calendar. Classic tracks vanished. Ticket prices soared. Fans called it over-commercialised, but Liberty delivered record profits. Today, Formula 1 is valued at more than $25 billion. Bernie built the empire, CVC milked it, Liberty turned it into a show. Today, Liberty Media still owns Formula 1. In 2020, the Concord Agreement gave smaller teams a fairer share of the money. In 2021, the cost cap arrived, a budget ceiling for the first time. Big teams scaled back, small teams caught up. Leadership changed too. Chase Carey was out, Stefano Domenicali in. Liberty even promoted Las Vegas directly, a new kind of business model. Sprint races were added, shorter formats to pull in new fans. Sustainability became the headline. Hybrid engines, net zero targets. But there's big questions that remain about its future. Ticket prices rise every year. How much can fans afford? Teams and staff are stretched thin by record-breaking calendars. Synthetic fuels are advancing fast, yet Formula 1 keeps leaning on electric. And in the background, Saudi money looms. From small garages in the 1950s to a $25 billion empire today. Only question now? What the fuck happens next?